Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is part of the monthly portfolio update series that is made for the benefit of the individuals who are invested with me on Etoro about the portfolio performance over the past month, the current holdings in the portfolio, and my expectation about how the portfolio will fare moving forward. At the moment, I've got around 590 individuals invested with me. If you are someone who is not invested with me on Etoro and you are interested to know more about the platform and how you could be invested with me, there is a link to another video in the description below that goes over that. In July, the portfolio has returned minus 1.77%, and for the year, the portfolio has gained 89%. For the month of July, there haven't been many changes with respect to portfolio positions, but I have slightly altered the individual allocations. I bought more of our existing portfolio positions because there was a dip in the stock price. I'll be going over the rationale for both those additions when sharing what is exactly happening with the underlying businesses. Let's start with the largest story of the month, which was with Pershing Square Holdings. Their SPAC, Pershing Square Tontine Holdings, announced that the deal with Universal Music Group had fallen through due to regulatory concerns because of the SEC. The day that the news was announced, people saw the headlines and there was fear in the market. And PSH, which is what we are invested in, fell 5% on that day. I added more to our position that day because I looked into what was actually happening in the deal, beyond what just the headlines were telling us. What is happening now is that the entire UMG purchase agreement will be transferred to Pershing Square Holdings instead of the SPAC, Pershing Square Tontine Holdings. Previously, PSH was only getting 3% of UMG and PSTH, the SPAC, was getting 7%. Now, PSH is getting the entire 10%, and on top of that, the existing deal where PSH has forward purchase agreements with PSTH, it still stands same as before. So essentially, what we get is the benefit of the entire UMG investment, plus whatever deal PSTH does get into within the next, say, 18 months or so. The stock price recovered from that drop within the next day or two. And in my view, we will see the real benefit from this investment towards the end of Q3, probably somewhere in Q4, because on September 27th, UMG will be a publicly listed company on the Euronext Stock Exchange. It is likely that we will see an appreciation in the stock price beyond the deal price that PSH was able to obtain. If that is the case, then it will significantly increase the returns to us as PSH shareholders, probably sometime around October. The next company in the portfolio is Twitter. In past portfolio updates, I've said that Twitter is fundamentally changing as a company. And this is exactly what is playing out right now. In the recent earnings call, they announced their fastest revenue growth since 2014. Twitter's revenue grew 74% year over year in the quarter, driven by advertising revenue. In the quarter, Twitter introduced its first subscription service, which gives users access to an undo tweet button and other features. The company also released its Spaces audio chat feature on mobile devices for all users with at least 600 followers. And it announced a tip jar feature that will enable users to send money to others. For all of 2021, Twitter said that it expects headcount and total expenses to go up by at least 30%, and that revenue will grow faster than expenses. In my opinion, the best is yet to come for Twitter. In the portfolio, our average cost basis is around $53 per share. Today, the company is roughly at $70 per share with a market cap of $55 billion. When I was initially buying into the company, I could see the probability that Twitter could be a $80 to $90 billion company within 3 years. It seems like it is on the path to achieving that and hopefully much more. Right now, it is around 10% of the portfolio on a cost basis and 13% on a relative value basis, which is an allocation that I am very comfortable with. Getting into the next portfolio position, Alibaba. Now, there's a lot of fear with respect to Chinese large tech companies because the local authorities have been cracking down on them. But the fact is that if any of these companies can benefit from what's happening, it is Alibaba, because of how ingrained they are within the Chinese economy. What people will be focused on 5 years later are things like the Alibaba cloud business or the media and the e-commerce business. And more specifically, how Alibaba is actually improving the everyday living standards of its Chinese and global consumers. We will be hearing from the company about its earnings within the next few days, and hopefully that'll give us a lot more clear guidance about the near-term future of the company. I added to our position when the stock price dipped to the low $180 range or so. And if it does dip further, I will be adding to our existing holding. The next portfolio position is IWG. There really hasn't been anything new that has happened with IWG since the last portfolio update, so there's no change there at all. The final portfolio position is SHV, the short-term treasury ETF. This is basically a cash equivalent. I had reduced the SHV allocation to further add to the Pershing Square and the Alibaba position this month. Moving forward, I don't think I'll be making any changes here because we still have around 2.5% in cash, and that's ready to deploy if Alibaba does drop further. So that covers the entire portfolio. If you've got any questions for me, then do leave them in the comments below. And if you want to directly get in touch with me, then you can find the links below to my Twitter and my Instagram page. So you can just send me a message there if you'd like to get in touch with me. Thanks for watching the update and have a great day.